Hello, everyone. This is going to be a quick surface level primer on GitLab, our market, and our competitors. So in this video, we're going to give a very quick kind of high level overview of what is our market all about, who are the main players, who do we compete against, who do we replace, that sort of thing. So the first place that I'm going to navigate to is a place you should probably bookmark if you're a new employee at GitLab and you're in a sales development, sales or marketing role. And that place I will show in my screen in just a moment. It's about.gitlab.com/comparison. So let's just get that right here. Here, we can actually see and select GitLab versus our competing products. And we can do this on gitlab.com, or we can do this on GitLab Enterprise Edition Premium and compare to how we stack up against our competitors. So there's a lot on this list here, a number of different comparisons, but kind of the first one of note that I'd point to is GitLab EEP versus GitHub Enterprise. We will go head-to-head against GitHub Enterprise in competitive sales scenarios, so it's important to know what they're great at, what we're great at, how we're different, the areas that we're stronger, that sort of thing. But selecting down to that, you can now see GitLab EEP versus GitHub Enterprise and the whole host of features and how we stack up against them. So fairly detailed, worth going through everything and reading everything, certainly if you're in a marketing or sales role, and just generally, I would say. But you can also download it as a PDF. The quick kind of high-level overview, though, is that GitLab Enterprise Edition Premium really competes against GitHub plus GitHub's marketplace of third-party developers. We offer similar functionality when it comes to issue tracking and kind of technical project management, bug tracking, as well as source control management, collaboration, code review. GitHub Enterprise and GitLab Enterprise offer kind of similar feature sets in that area. Where we really differ is that unlike GitHub Enterprise, GitLab Enterprise Edition offers integrated CI and CD. And not just any CI/CD, but the top-rated CI feature set on the market, according to Forrester's CI Wave in 2017. So it's a really strong differentiator for us. Continuous integration is a key part of people's general strategies to build and ship software faster, which essentially the entire world is trying to do right now. So it's certainly something to keep in mind if and when you come up head-to-head against GitHub Enterprise. GitHub Enterprise to even have a feature set that would be comparable to GitLab, you'd actually have to buy a third-party service like Circle CI or CloudBees or Travis or CodeShip and integrate that with GitHub. So it's a really nice added benefit of GitLab that we just come with the best CI out of the box and it's already integrated. So you don't need to worry about integrating kind of a disparate set of many different tools, which is time consuming and takes you away from building and shipping new product and creating new things. And also it creates ongoing maintenance overhead and context switching. You have to rely on a number of different third-party services continuing to work together well, and realizing that changes that anyone makes might impair the integration that you've initially built. So it's really probably the strongest differentiator that we have versus GitHub Enterprise. Next on here, you're definitely going to want to check out GitLab EEP versus Bitbucket Server. So Bitbucket Server is Atlassian's on-premises option for source control management. And it is focused just on source control management. So unlike GitHub Enterprise, It does not offer issue tracking, bug tracking management, since Atlassian actually covers that in another one of its products, Jira. So versus Atlassian, GitLab actually has a whole host of features that span multiple product lines at Atlassian. So GitLab Enterprise Edition doesn't compete just with Bitbucket. It competes with close to the entire Atlassian ecosystem. Certainly competes with Jira on the issue tracking, bug tracking, project management side of the house. Competes with Bitbucket server when it comes to source control and code review. Competes with Atlassian Bamboo when it comes to continuous integration and delivery and deployment. So the main thing to keep in mind here is that while Atlassian, they're very well integrated from a messaging perspective and a marketing perspective. They talk about what they're trying to do really quite well, and they're really quite talented there. However, their integration with their own product set has got a lot of work to do. Based on where they're at today. This is because Atlassian acquired a number of different products, so different code bases, and they don't all work together as well as you might think that they would, or as a prospective customer might think that they would. So definitely something to keep in mind in competitive situations against Atlassian. Just the fact that like GitHub Enterprise, if a customer went with Atlassian, they would need to spend a good amount of time configuring multiple different products and making them integrate well with one another, since they do not come fully integrated out of the box when you purchase those products from Atlassian. So we really compete quite strongly there as well. So these past two examples, they're really going to be probably the most two common head-to-head situations from a sales perspective, in terms of when a prospective customer is comparing GitLab Enterprise versus another solution that they're evaluating. But it's also important to keep in mind that many times we're going to be replacing a legacy solution. So I would definitely put SVN in that category. So unlike Git, Subversion is actually a centralized version control solution. It's not a distributed version control solution like Git is. And really what that means, or what you need to know about that, is that being a centralized version control solution, it means that branching and merging is a pain. It's harder than it needs to be. You need to check in and check out different changes as you make them. If you don't have access to an internet connection, you can't do any work at all. And it's really problematic in that it prevents software developers and people that work on software from doing what they do best, which is experimenting, problem solving, creating, and really, building something meaningful. If it's hard to create a branch and just experiment and try and solve a problem, see if you can improve a feature or do something in a better way than it's been done before, that's going to discourage you from being creative and experimenting and solving problems. So when you're up against SVN, keep that in mind. What we offer is a modern way to do software development. SVN is a legacy way of doing software development that is needlessly cumbersome, needlessly slow, not good for developers, not good for creativity. And what GitLab offers is a better and faster way to focus on building, experimenting, creating, solving problems, and ultimately building and shipping better software faster. So I hope this primer was helpful. This is certainly not comprehensive. It was very high level, but hopefully that's enough to whet your appetite and get you interested to explore more on about.gitlab.com/comparison to see how we stack up against legacy solutions, kind of modern competitors, as well as point solutions that compete with certain areas of our feature set. Thanks for watching.